Alright, here's 3 minutes on some mistakes you might make in your Literature Paper 1 exam. 1. Worry about repeating yourself. Quite a few students write very short answers to the questions in this paper, and I think the reason is usually that they don't want to repeat themselves. This shouldn't be a concern if you've got a central argument, a main thread or idea running through your response that answers the question. Obviously, if you're sticking to one main idea, you're going to end up repeating that idea several times throughout your answer, and that's fine. You just want to state your argument clearly, provide several different places from the text that show your argument holds true, and then explain why the writer chose to write the text in this way. Having a few phrases like these up your sleeve also helps with this. They all basically mean, this shows what I've already said, which is that, whatever. This reinforces the idea that. This reiterates. Again, this highlights. This echoes the idea that. 2. Talking about the characters as if they are real people. When you're writing your literature response, you should keep in mind that the characters you're talking about are not real. They are simply a collection of words on a page. They've been fabricated by the author. The best way to think about the characters in both sections of this exam is as vehicles. The writer has got a destination in mind, somewhere they're trying to get to, a point they're trying to make, and they put things in their writing to help them get there. One writer might want to warn against the dangers of lying, for example. They might create a character who lies about wolves and then subsequently gets eaten by wolves when they actually turn up, because no one believes him because of his previous lies. The point the writer is trying to make will obviously be different depending on which literature text you have studied, so just make sure you try to link the characters to whatever the overall message in the text is. 3. Not actually answering the question you've been asked. Let's say, for example, you've been asked what a character is scared of. For a question like this, you should build an argument that states what the character's fears are, explains how this helps the writer to communicate their ideas, and carry out some language analysis on the way. The focus you are given to this question serves as a type of lens to view the text. Anything you write about should be linked in some way to that focus. It may be the case that you remember something particularly interesting and impressive about the text that doesn't link to the focus, but if you aren't able to create a link between this idea and the focus on the question, you're not going to get any marks for writing it. 4. Not mentioning the writer. Each point you make in this exam should be linked in some way to what the writer was trying to achieve. While social and historical context is often useful here, because obviously the text was written in a particular time and place, and this would have affected what the writer's life was like, dates and facts aren't directly awarded marks. Instead, you're awarded marks for creating links between what you've said about the text and what the writer was trying to achieve. Were they drawing attention to the plight of England's poor, for example? Were they highlighting the destructive force of social inequality and class divide? Try to link your answer to the question to these points and you won't miss out on the marks available for this AO.